Hello everyone. New Zealand is well known by its adventure tourism. So every year, lots of tourist visitors come to New Zealand, do some sport like adventure sports.
Adventure tourism, yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think about where the responsibility for adventure tourism activities?
I think the tour companies are responsible for the tourism safety. Yeah, and because I have known about the several crashes of hot air balloon. Example.
Last
During-
year.
last year.
Last year.
Yeah, captain of New Zealand and 2013 in Egypt, and so many people have died in it.
Yeah, 11
Yeah.
people died.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of the staff misoperation.
Do they find whose responsibility?
Yeah, it's their tower companies.
Operators for?
Yes.
They was agree with this, they was responsible. They agree with that?
Yeah.
Because for last example, which we heard from New Zealand Herald about tram, where is shuttle brought some group of tourists and they have had a big trouble, and two women was delivered to the hospital, and they didn't agree with they're responsible. And in my opinion, I agree with you. It's absolutely they should follow the protocols, rules, which they can bring tourists to the special place, attractive place, like high mountains or desert place, very special climate, and climate very changeable, and another problem with hypothermia, and the people can't thinking about because they don't know, they haven't information.
Yeah.
But if it's the shuttle companies or another transport companies didn't think and say it's not our responsible, we only put people there and forget. It's absolutely not right way. And for my opinion, they should follow the protocol, and every rules should be following the rules. What about you? How you think it?
In my opinion, transport operator and tourist both are responsible for safety. Before going to activity, transport operator must let them know about the dangerous situation, and the tourist must put their wear 2 feet wear on their body. So I think transport operator must prepare some information, for example, protocol about mountain to the tourist, and then tourist also must protect their body and their family, and by themselves.
Yes. Yeah, for the responsibility, I kind of agree with you, but the tourist company need make a policy to separate the responsibility for tourists and and themselves.
Yes.
Tourists must make sure their physical condition is good. They could manage themselves at a good condition. But tourist company must make sure their equipment and their equipment is good condition, and the corporate must be very expert and very experienced. Yeah. If something like accident happened, so they could separate the responsibility for them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This activities such as sky diving and bungee jumping and like this, they always connect as very dangerous
Yeah.
activities. And this, I agree with you, because acquirement, it's a very important thing, and sometimes company looking only for money and they forgot about people and check on the quality of equipment. And I know few examples when was accidents happened because equipment was very bad and old.
Yeah. Also, yeah. I had an experience go jet boating. Yeah, when I was young. Yeah, I didn't think much about risk or dangers, just did it. Right now I'm getting older, so I thought a lot of things such like that. I think for the young people who they are doing such adventure things, maybe they didn't thought a lot of risk for themselves. So the tourist company have responsibility to tell them what will be happen, what is the condition, and all of the things need to tell them.
Even the guide need more information.
And inquiring their body condition. Do you have any experience for heart attack? Yes, such that things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
And before some young people do some adventure activities, and they should buy the insurance. then insurance companies can have the responsibility of life for the safety.
And first of all, the most important thing is, I think, the tourist mind.
Yeah.
They made the decision.
Yeah. So tourists must decide their mind to when they are going to go activity which is dangerous or comfortable for them. Too many consideration.
Yeah.
So a good guide is very necessary.
Absolutely.
But New Zealand is adventure activist haven. You know, ACC will cover the accident things.
I remember I was lucky in Egypt when I go deep fishing.
Wow.
Deep fishing?
Yes, I feel the huge fish, and it was very exciting. And several people we in the deep water we swim on deep water, but after that maybe few months after that, it happens horrible accident when it's sharks. Yes, yes, they
No
cut.
proof? No proof for
No,
that
they
area?
bring us to the sea. It was too far from the coast, and we jump on the water. We swim in the deep water, and we're fishing. We feed them fish. Fish was huge, enormous fish, which I never saw before. And they said, "It's okay, don't worry." They bring to us egg, chicken egg. We feed them. It was fish like this. We feed them from our hands, and the eggs from chicken eggs we use for that. But after that, when I heard what happened with people, it was one time I thought, I think, oh my God, how unlucky. It's not happens this time. But I start, it's how many lies.
Did you join
In,
join the group for deep sea
It was
fishing?
a group of tourists. We bought this, we paid so lots of money for that attractions. And they brought us to the sea, so many kilometers, maybe 10 kilometers, the Middle Sea. Oh, sorry, maybe it's Red Sea, because it was in Egypt. And you maybe hear this moment, this was eaten few of tourists by sharks.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was absolutely irresponsible moment to do like this. And after that we are thinking a lot of irresponsible. And Egypt
So
is so many
they
things.
should have something proof that sea area.
No, it's open area, it's real life. It's the wild fish, they call it fish, they called here Napoleon. But there was lots of another fish around, it was Red Sea. The Red Sea, because we saw beautiful, absolutely amazing fish, absolutely different. But when I saw this fish, which we want to feed them, the special came to this fish, it was enormous. It's huge. It's fascinating. But next time, it's we recognize how it was dangerous for us. But guide and people who arranged this tour didn't tell us anything about maybe sharks come, maybe some another dangerous fish. You don't touch them or don't.
They should have something to scare the shark away from that area, or some net.
No.
So big fish couldn't.
No,
come
if you
through.
diving, you haven't any special area. You go into the diving, jumping deep in the deep water. You only go into the some place.
Yeah.
It couldn't be areas with special gates, fence or something. No.
They didn't say anything
No,
about this
no.
danger.
Yes, as a country like Egypt, they involved lots of dangerous things, and it's a large number of tourists had accidents there because of they don't know, you don't suspect about how dangerous the beautiful, absolutely amazing little fish. If you touch her, they called like I forgot rooster. Some children try to catch this rooster fish. Rooster, co. There's a man of chicken. Pronunciation. It's how to dangerous. And Murians, everybody try to touch corals because it's a beautiful looks. When you put your hands like close to this hole, from there huge mouths come to your hands because they always hiding big Murians. Murians, it's a huge fish with huge mouth, you know. And there are lots of different things. As some coral you can very sharp, and you can be, and like this many dangerous things.
And so, do you want have some experience about adventure sport?
No.
In my case, 15 years or